I live in a college town in western Oregon, and lately people here have been talking about their small town Midwestern and bringing it like it was a war they barely survived. They feel the deep bruise when they move a certain way, a bone that broke and never set right. My hairdresser is from Nebraska, my boss is from Illinois, a friend from Arkansas, and people from Iowa like me. I catch myself describing my hometown like it was a combat outpost. 100 degrees, middle of nowhere, everyone counting the days till we could leave. How did we make it through? We seem to ask each other. Personally, I work at a gas station and my friends bag groceries and cook pizzas. We each had a job to do. Then on the weekends we got blackout drunk on bottles of vodka mixed with fruit punch. We moved at night, we felt invincible. We primed every secret by saying, "Hey, I'm drunk, so you know I'm telling the truth." The town where I live now is prosperous, so the born and raised locals get defensive. They made all this and they made it to be like this. The best thing is to be from here, to have felt and make it. If you're not from here, be somewhere hard, be from somewhere hard and unpopular. Be from a place where people listen to Trisha Yearwood and the houses have unfinished basements and the summer tornadoes strip trees out of the earth and hurl them into the next county in the winter. Bliss is bury your car and the superintendent doesn't cancel school. Be either from here or from a land of imaginary suffering. I was raised to be uncomfortable with the comfort, to distrust it, which means I know a lot of people who talk about the weather because they like it to discuss what seriously distresses them, followed by they complain. When someone asks where I'm from, I say Eastern Iowa, a small town, South Iowa City. I want to say the place I'm from is Tahoe. How about you? The place I know is from youth. The place I am is from youth. The place I am from is memory, where my brother's heroes always had the best nicknames. Hickam Holloway was a dream. Clay Dexter was a glit. Walter Payton was a sweetness. I remember as a boy sweetness was the highest possible compliment. An amazing drug, a sport car. Oh, sweetness. Better than awesome or cool, sweetness. The force we appreciated were a quality of tenderness, a strength as a kind of harmony, and the finding of a path amid turbulence. I want to say the place I'm from is the fountain of a town square. From the sour chemical smell of the orange soap to cat engine grease. From the hymn at the end of the church that meant we were sent forth. From inverting the front of my sweatshirt to from a basket if I had a lot of small things to carry. From 8th grade study hall when a boy stood before a television and laughed at the images of New York's running from smoke. From our school mascot, the demons, which never struck me as odd, that we had chosen the devil to represent us. The demon was male, orange, Hebrew muscular, with two short horns, a black goat, and often a trident. At basketball games, our student section wore a black shirt with a demon picture. Sometimes the opposite team student section would dress all in white, so they could be like, "Oh, we are the contrary." They would build white crosses and stand our bleachers and lift up the crosses and chant, "Demon killers, demon killers." Once, after a game, the same kid who laughed at the flea New Yorkers approached one of the white-clad boys, stole his cross, smashed it against the ground. This was a confusion statement. The kid who smashed it was Catholic, but even some of the parents cheered him. So, demons are complicated image, and a more complicated self-image. You want to avoid suggesting that you, personally, are the devil, while piggybacking on the thread of fiery eternal power. The mood you want to achieve is one you miss. The intersection of serious fear and rambunctiousness, the territory of both predators and enemies. We needed from demons this limited version of theory, an image that violated every spiritual thing we claim to believe, but without erasing the beliefs entirely. Holmes helped identify the figure, though it was the best to avoid Holmes. Recently, a co-worker told me about this son's high school cross-country meet. It featured two races. During the first race, a runner on the course disturbed a hornet's nest. The second race was mayhem, a chaos of hornets. Boys ran panic into the woods to the nearest creek, smothering their wounds from an hour, hoping they relieved the burns. Four ambulance came. Barely anyone finished the race. Sometimes youth has this fussy which often badly comic mass casualty situations. The place you are from is the place where you first chased by horns. The place you were upon being chased. You knew the quickest way to the one. And from the notes, the landscape of one's greatest vulnerability. From Isa refrain to the forming of identity that happens prior to forming independence. I say the runner deserved the nest, but deserve implies that the hornets were overreacted. What we know is that the boys were proportionally gigantic, powerful, in love with the act of standing, and careless at how their own nature might be cause for alarm. I am from 2 acres of property surrounded by cornfields, from thinking these fields were infinite, from learning they were not, from wondering what could infinity mean if not this.